Hello, hello everybody. Come on in and say hi. Welcome to Wreath Wednesday. For those who may not know who I am, my name is Dawn. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. And this is our weekly live. We meet here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And I am just looking for the live so that I can see your comments. So when you come in, please say hello. Tell me where you're from if you're new. And I'm just getting the live set up here so I can see all of your comments. All right. Hello, hello. There we go. Okay, everything's all set. Hi, Ty. How are you? All right, so let me show you what we're doing tonight. Tonight we are making a Lady Bug Wreath. I have my 21-inch red mesh that I'm going to use for my base. We're going to do Poof and Ruffles. So let me get this out of the way here. There we go. Doesn't want to go in the slot. There we go. All right, so we're going to do Poof and Ruffle. So we've got the red for the base, and then I have this black and red plaid that I'm going to use up the rest of a roll that I had left that was already open. And we're going to use this for ruffles. These are cut at 20 inches. So we have that. Let me move that over here. And then I've got my ribbons. I have a black and red stripe. I have a red with black and white polka dots. We have the ladybug with the natural color in the center and then the Swiss dots on the side. And then I have this, which is a little lighter black, gray, and red plaid. We're going to use that. So those are our ribbons for tonight. I also have some flex tubing and a bow over here that we're going to use. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. And then here's the sign that I'm going to be using. So I got this sign as part of the woman that was selling them had she put a bunch of different signs together that she made. She makes all of her signs and hand paints them. And she puts a whole bunch of them together and she sold them. So I got like a cross. I got some Easter. I got some Valentine's Day. And then I got this ladybug that I wanted to use, and even though it was probably a Valentine, we're going to use it as a regular wreath. So, and then I've got my flex tubing here. So welcome, come on in, say hello. Oh, thank you, Pamela. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. You're putting your ladybug on your door. Oh. We call my youngest granddaughter Ladybug. That's her nickname. So I had to send her a picture of it today and show her what I was doing. So she wasn't real thrilled. She just said, that's cute. So you know how they are. She's 7. What do you expect? So I'm going to go ahead and put my camera down so I can get started. Let me know if you guys need me to adjust it. We've got a little bit of a different camera setup tonight that we're trying out. I'm just trying different angles and different setups. So tonight it's not hooked to my desk like it normally is. It's on a tripod. So hopefully I don't knock it over, 1. And 2, I'm hoping you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm going to move my tablet out of the way so I can see your comments. And get my other glasses here. So here's my frame. I do 18 ties. This is a 14-inch frame. I do 4 to 4.5 inches on the outside, 4 inches on the inside. So I alternate between 4 and 4.5 inches with my ties. And these are just regular pipe cleaners that I use on here. But this is a 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree. So let me pull you guys in a little bit. There. Maybe that'll be better. All right, let's get going. Watching from California. What part of California are you watching from? Hi, Esther. How are you? All right, so I like to do 12-inch poofs. So I'm going to get my red mesh over here. This is just a red metallic mesh. You can get it from Craft Outlet. Any one of the craft stores would have it. Online craft stores, I should say. I got to keep touching the screen so I can see your comments. Oh, well, I love that you love watching me. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that. I really do. And I love that you join me. I really do. Without you guys, there would be no reason for me to be here. All right, so I'm going to zip tie this down. I went ahead and I start on the top. And let me grab my scissors. I feel like everything's a million miles away from me tonight. So I start on the top, and I'm going to zip tie this down at the beginning. I don't want that coming undone. Even though I've tied it in with the tie, I just want to make sure it's not going anywhere. And I have to use the pliers to pull it tightly. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are getting through this quarantine okay. And everybody is safe and well. I know it's rough. I'm going a little stir crazy, cabin fever, whatever you want to call it myself, but we got to do what we got to do, right? All right. So I'm going to do 12-inch poofs. So I'm going to make sure to tuck my ends under. And then we're just going to measure out roughly 12. It's not exact. Doesn't have to be. You can do them at 10 inches. You could do it any size you wanted. You could do 10, 11, 12. I do 12. That's what I like. I think it makes for a nice fuller wreath. But there's nothing wrong with doing a 10. It does, I mean, it makes for just as nice a wreath. But it's all in what you prefer. And I'm sorry if I'm not catching everyone's comments. I will go back and look, but they don't stay on my screen. So I have to keep touching it in order to see them. So I will do that as I go, but I want to get some of my wreath done first, because y'all don't want to sit here and watch me keep hitting that screen. You'd rather watch me do a wreath, right? So if I happen to look up and see somebody commenting, then I'll say something. But if you've said something, please don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. And I do go back and answer questions after the live. Even if I've already answered them, I'll go back just to make sure you got the answer you were looking for. But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and anyone else that's here will try to answer if I don't. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'd really appreciate if you would share this live with your friends. Share it to any groups that allow you to share. Just make sure they allow it. Don't want anybody getting in trouble. Feels like it should be the end of the month already, but I know it's only the beginning. I'm really hoping this month kind of flies by and that we're able to get out again. So I use the Dollar Tree frames and make my own tie, or put my own ties on them. It's just a preference for me. Nothing wrong with the other frames, the work frames. I've used them. I just don't keep them in stock. And these are cheaper to make than buying the ones that are already made. Just got to be careful when you buy them from the Dollar Tree that you run your hands around each ring, each section, make sure all the welds are where they're, you know, welded where they're supposed to be, because you don't want to get home and find out your frame is broken and you can't use it. Had that happen. Alright, we have one more to do up top. So I'm going to open up my tie where I started, and I'm going to put this last poof in there. That's the only time I open up my ties. The rest of the time I just stack everything on top. So what's everybody up to tonight? Anybody working on any projects? Hello, welcome. I can see names popping up there. I just can't see what y'all are saying yet. I'm going to check it here in just a second. This red mesh came from, Lord, let me think for a second. This one I think came from Hobby Lobby, maybe? Alright, get that on there. Let me check your comments real quick before I move on. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, we have the landscape back tonight. I forgot about that. Started, was it yesterday or day before? I noticed I was able to do it on landscape again, so hopefully it stays that way now. And I know Facebook's been doing some updating, so I'm hoping it doesn't revert back. But yes, we get the big screen again. That was a pain for 2 weeks, not being able to do landscape. But they have been doing some updates, so hopefully that fixed it and it'll stay fixed. It's really hard when you guys can't see the whole area that I'm working on, and unfortunately, which I did get a notice today that my computer has shipped, so hopefully I'll have the new computer soon and be able to start getting that set up and getting my webcam to work with it, and we won't have to worry about this anymore with my phone, because the computer I have now and the webcam I have do not play together well. So it was time for an upgrade anyway on my computer. My computer is, well, to tell you how old my computer is, my computer originally had Windows 7 on it. I think I bought it in 2011. And for a computer, that's pretty old. Alright, so I'm doing 12-inch poofs. This is a red metallic mesh. For it coming from Hobby Lobby, it's not a bad quality mesh at all. I usually do not use their mesh, but it is a nicer quality. And we are doing a Lady Bug Wreath tonight, if you didn't see that. I will give everyone a... Yours still has Windows 7? Yeah, we tend to hang on to computers for a long time around here. But I needed it to update, an updated one, because it's getting harder and harder for me to do certain things for my business on this computer. And it takes a really long time to do anything. Hey Josh, how are you guys? How's everybody there? I miss you guys. So yeah, so it was time to update it. Time for a new one. So hopefully it'll be here soon. It's been a couple weeks. Amanda! How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, hello everybody. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate that. Did y'all get to catch some of my 7 days of lives? We just wrapped it up yesterday. Oh, I miss you too. I can't wait to see you guys soon. At least I hope soon. I know we can all use it after this. Gonna be ready for a break. Although that's all we've actually done is take a break, but still, you know what I mean. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we finished it all up, and I think I might take a couple of days off. And I'm thinking if I go through enough of my stuff, I'm going to see about doing one on YouTube. I think that would be good. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to do something to kind of help everybody take their minds off of things going on and provide a little bit of entertainment, pass some time. Hi, Miss Joy. How are you doing? Are you feeling any better? Guys, if I haven't answered any of your questions or seen you, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. It's just that unless I'm looking at the screen, when someone says something, your comments disappear. So I have to go back and touch the screen and see what you said. But I promise if you said or asked any questions, I will answer them. And after the live, I do go back and catch everyone's comments and questions and try to answer them again there just to make sure you got your answer. But I don't think you want to see me stop. Yes, I do need a drink. But yeah, it's I don't know why they won't stay up on the screen. I guess if you use your phone, I've heard some people say that they will, but unfortunately I have to use my phone to record, so I can't use my phone for comments. Feeling better? You're in therapy? Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope everything's going well. So yeah, I was thinking I'd do it on YouTube because I'm trying to build my YouTube channel as well. And I thought maybe people there would like to watch too. All right, one more to go here on the bottom and then we'll start on the ruffles. And again, I go right back into where I started and put that poof in there. And again, I did 12-inch poofs. You don't have to do 12. If you want to do 10, you do 10. Because it's whatever makes you happy. So I finally did a little tutorial on shipping. A lot of people keep asking me to do that. And I finally got around to doing one yesterday, so I posted that on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm cutting the end off there, and I'm going to take it, bring it in between the mesh, and I'm going to take it around to the frame here, and we're going to zip tie that down. Whoops. If I can get my fingers to grab a hold of it. maybe. I'm going to move over a little bit more here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just zip tying this to the frame. And I will give you all a recap in case any of you just joined and want to see what we're working on. I'll show you the sign before I get started on these ruffles. So we're going to take that, we're going to twist that around. 'Cause I don't want anybody getting scratched with that. There we go. So there's our base. Nice, full, poofy red ball. That's what it looks like right now. Alright, so let me make sure I haven't missed any comments. Well, I keep making them disappear myself. You need to do videos too? Oh yes, do them. You'll be happy you did, believe me. Alright, so I'm going to move my mesh roller out of the way here so that we have a little more working room. Alright, so here is my sign that I'm using. This is a wooden sign that I got from Out in the Country Woodworks. She used to be Out in the Country Blanks and More, but I think it's Woodwork now. So she had a little sale with a bunch of signs. This was one of the signs that came in my pack. There are 18 pipe cleaners on my frame, 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top. I use 18 ties. So this is the mesh that I'm going to use. I had this left over from another, I think it was part of the dog wreath that I did earlier in the week. So I'm just going to finish this off and use the rest of this. And I cut these in 20 inches. And we're just going to do the regular ruffle. I'm going to fold over the ends to help keep fraying down. And we're going to ruffle that right up the center. And then fold over that other edge. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you wouldn't mind sharing, I would really appreciate that. Tell your friends we're here. They might want to come and join us and kill some time. So we're going to put this in here. This is makes me think of a farmhouse or a rustic or even Christmas. And you know, I pulled one of these rolls out today looking at it. Thank you so much for sharing. And I thought it was red and black, and it was actually red, white, and blue. I'd not seen that before, in one of these in red, white, and blue. But it had the red and white squares, and the threads going through them were blue. I don't know where I got it from, but it was in my stash, so I'm going to have to try and use that for like a rustic patriotic wreath, maybe. Something like that. Of course, you know, everybody will probably think it's black because they're so used to seeing it like this, but I've never seen one in the blue before. So we're just going to spread these out. We want them to look like little flowers sitting in there. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are keeping busy with this quarantine. I know we're all spending a lot more time in the kitchen cooking, baking, eating. Way too much time eating. I speak for myself, nobody else. Watching more TV, watching more movies, binge watching things. I know some were working from home. And bless those who are not and still have to work in all of this, especially people like the healthcare workers and that, and first responders. This is a fabric mesh, yes ma'am. Did it come from Old Time Pottery? I'll be darned. I didn't even know when I bought it, it was red, white, and blue. I thought it was just this black and white mesh, or white, you know, white and red actually is what it looked like, and then it had the blue threads, but I'll be darned. That does surprise me though. But you know, then they had a sale, I think it was at the end of last summer maybe, and they were selling off all their spring mesh, and it was all like, you know, a couple dollars, you know, really, really cheap. And I bought a mess of it, and that's probably where I got it from. The mesh, this mesh is 20 inches. Just making sure I'm not missing any comments. Welcome everybody who's just joined. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I hope for what little time we're together that this takes your mind off of any troubles you may have. Especially with everything that's going on now. But I do hope everyone is well and that everyone is taking care of themselves and protecting themselves. My sister has been, sisters I should say, both of them have been doing it, but they've been making masks. So I'm waiting on some of those to come in. I know a couple people have asked for them. So I have to get those out when I get them. But my sister has done over 800 masks. She was interviewed for a news program the other day out there in California where she lives. She lives in Southern California. And I posted it on my page, so it was really neat. It's really nice what they're doing, what everybody's doing. There's so many people I know that are doing it too. But it's really nice to see all the people pulling together and helping out. They extended yours in Georgia for another month? Oh, man. I am making a ladybug wreath. She's making masks for nurses and first responders. She has a nurse that, an ER nurse that lives next door to her. And that's how she got started. They, you know, asking for them. They were asking for masks, and my sister started sewing them. And it kind of grew from there. Now she's in a group there in the San Diego area, and they're all doing it, making masks. And she's done over 800 herself, so. But my sister, she knows how to sew. She's always sewn things, so. Wow, I can't believe they've extended it for another month. I hope they don't do that here. I'd be going crazy, man. I need to see my grandkids. I'm sorry. My grandkids are down in South Carolina, and I've got 2 here, and I haven't been able to see any of them. I was supposed to go and get the ones in South Carolina and bring them up here a couple weeks ago, but they put the shelter in place, and I couldn't do it. So now I have to wait until this is over before I can go get them and see them. And then I can't see the baby. The baby just turned 3 months yesterday, so I can't see him right now. And he only lives about 45 minutes away. But it's driving me crazy. I did FaceTime with my youngest granddaughter today. All right, there's the top. We're going to move down to the bottom now and do the same thing. 20-inch ruffles. But I would rather them be safe than for them to get sick. It would just kill me if any of them got sick. I do not want any of them getting anything like this. So I will wait. I've got FaceTime and lives because some of them do jump on here. My oldest grandson is going to be, oh, I can't even say the words out loud, 15 this year. Wow. Just saying that, my heart, like, I am not ready for him to be that old yet. He's going to be driving soon. Oh. Hi, Ernestine. How are you? I got to meet Ernestine last October, I think it was. Tell me if I'm right. At the fall festival that we had in our town here. She came by and said hello and got to meet her. That was the very first time I'd ever met one of my followers. I met a couple more this spring when we went to the floral show. That was fun. That's always fun. I know somebody said something. I'm hoping. Oh, yeah, I know. You want to come to North Carolina this summer. Yeah, I really hope it's over by summer. I don't know. I hope so. I just was watching the news before I came up, and they said that they expect it to peak in the next 4 days, so by the 12th, I guess. I don't know how they know these things, but I guess they know. You know, they have scientists and whatnot. I don't know. But they don't want people thinking that just because it peaks that it's over, because it's not. It's just, we're still in the middle of it. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I feel bad for all these businesses that are closed and people who've lost their jobs. And is red your favorite color? It used to be my son's favorite color. I don't think it still is, but everything used to be red. We had to buy everything in red for him. He's a lot older now, so. So if anybody here is new to my page and would like to be on my email alert list, I send out an email every week and tell you that I'm going live, kind of like a reminder. At the very top of my business page, Wreath Decor by Dawn, there is a pinned post. And I have added a email photo to it, so because people were having trouble finding it. So if you go to the top of my page and scroll down just a little bit, you will see a picture of an email envelope. That is the post you want. There are 2 links there. One is for you to sign up for my email list to get notified every week when I go live. And I'm going to start adding into that the what I'm making. Yes, they're 20-inch ruffles. What I'm making and the supply list for what I'm using. But I also have a list that you can get of the tools and supplies that I use in my lives and in my craft room in making my wreaths. If you're interested in that, there's a second link for that right below the email one. It's all in the same post. So just look for that email sign picture and you'll see 2 links, and it explains what the 2 links are for. And that one for the tools, it'll send you, you'll put your email address in. When you click on it, it'll pop up a box, put your email address in, and then it will send that list to your email automatically. You don't have to wait for it. It'll go automatically. Uh-oh, I hear thunder. Or somebody fell. I don't know. I didn't think we were supposed to get rain. But the email alert list, I don't use it to send you anything else other than my alert letting you know I'm going live. That's all it's for. It's not for spamming you or anything like that. So you will not get a bunch of emails from me. Except Wednesdays about 6:30. You'll get a reminder. So again, you can find that at the top of my page. Just follow those links and put in your email address. And the one for my supply list is got clickable links in it, so it'll take you, when you click on the links in the email itself, it'll take you to Amazon, where I buy my stuff. Those are affiliate links, and it doesn't cost you anything more to buy, but I do earn a small percentage off of your sale. It's not enough to buy a full pack of gum, but hey, I'm not complaining because everything helps, right? All right. So I'll check the comments here in just a second. So if anyone has asked anything that I've not answered, I will get to it. I apologize. I do, like I said, go back at the end of my video or my live and respond to everyone's questions. And anyone that tells me they're new, I send them a little welcome. So if you're new to my page, make sure you put in there you're new. All right, we got one more to go, and then we can start putting in our ribbons. If y'all wouldn't mind sharing this video, I would really appreciate that. If you have already, thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you share. It's funny because I sit and think about it now. When I first started coming across these wreath making videos, before I started doing them and making the wreaths, I had made wreaths myself. I'd made quite a few of them in the past, but you know, I'd never done it like this before. And we were in the middle of a move. I wasn't quarantined, but there wasn't a lot for us to do. We were in the process of buying a house, so we were staying in temporary quarters. We had just moved back down here to North Carolina from New York, and we had to stay on the base while we were waiting to close on our house. And I happened to come across Nick. There we go. There's our base. I love that red and black. That is probably one of my favorite meshes to work with. That and the black and white check. I love those meshes. But anyway, we were staying in temporary quarters waiting to close on our house, and I came across Nick's video. He was making a wreath, and I was just mesmerized by it. Couldn't get enough, kept watching. And then, of course, from his video, I found others like Damon and other people like that. And that's how it all started. As soon as we got in the house, I said, I'm going to make a wreath. Because I had never done a mesh wreath before. I'd always done grapevines. Yes, I did. A red poof, 12-inch poofs. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like those email reminders. Yeah, support your local restaurants. A lot of them are doing takeouts. We have done a few takeouts since all this started. But anyway, so that's how I got started doing this. It's all because of Nick. And if you don't know who Nick is, it's Nick Creticos from Nick's... oh, now I know I'm going to mess up his name. Nick's... is it Nick's Seasonal Decor? Nick's... Oh, I could kick myself. Any other time I'd be able to tell you exactly. Alright, so I think I'm going to put the red and the stripes with the ladybugs, and I'm going to put the polka dots with plaid. Maybe. Yep, I'm going to put the polka dots with the plaid. Yeah, they are great. But that's how it all got started for me. I did my very first wreath, was actually a candy cane frame I had found at Carolina Pottery. And I thought, oh, I can do this just from what I've seen them do. I bought the mesh, I bought the ribbon, did my first wreath, and it was awful. I hated it. I had used the wrong size mesh. It was just terrible. I took it apart, and for 3 months I didn't do another wreath. And then I think my next wreath was an Easter wreath. Yeah, it was, because that's the one I put up as being my first wreath now, because I took apart the Christmas one. There's no pictures to seasonal decor. Thank you. Thank you. So I was right. Nick's seasonal decor. The sign is a ladybug. This is from Out in the Country Woodworks. Used to be, I think she goes by Out in the Country Blanks and More as well. But this came from her. It was part of a sale she had with a whole mess of signs she was selling together. So I got that, an Easter one. You know, there was all different kinds in there. There was about 5 signs, I think. And this was one of them. My ribbon tails are 14 inches. I like them 14 inches. I'm sorry, I usually say that when I get started and I forgot. But yes, I do 14-inch tails. And when I put them in, I want to spread them apart. And then give them a little lift. I don't want them to lay flat. I want them to curl up and go over my mesh. I want them to sit real pretty up on top. So that was how I got started. And I started making them, and pretty soon I had them all over the place. And then the next thing to do was to get rid of them because they were taking over the house, so I started selling them. And the rest, they say, is history. But I've always done crafts. Not always wreaths, but like I said, I made them for myself, and I've done some flower arrangements for myself, but I was never brave enough to do them for anybody else until now. I don't even know if I'm still brave enough to do them all, but I do them. So, yep, I have to give credit to Nick for all of this. I'm sure a lot of people do give him credit for it, too. I can only imagine the number of people he's inspired and got started in doing this. He's a very talented young man. He hadn't, I think he was just starting floral design school at the time I started watching him. Had just graduated high school, I think, maybe. I really don't remember, but I remember seeing his graduation picture. I do remember that, but it's been a little while. A couple years. It's getting hot in here. Alright, so I gotta take a drink real quick. College, yeah. He hadn't started college when I saw him. I know that because he had been talking about that he was going to be starting. He actually was on one of my lives not too long ago. That was kind of nice because I've never had anyone other than like Lori on my lives. Yeah, yeah, he does. He does it out of his basement, I believe it is. Yeah. He's a young guy from Boston. I think he's, well, near Boston. He's from Massachusetts, I believe. I had to stop and think what one I was doing. I like these too. I'm glad I picked the ribbons out because I originally had, it was like 3 ladybug ribbons. And I thought, that's a little much. Let's break it up with some other stuff. But what I do is I have a big queen size bed sitting in here, and I use that as my planning station. And I lay out my signs, then I lay out the mesh to go with them, and then I start picking ribbons, and I just put them all there on top of each other. But then when I go to do them, I change my mind usually, mostly on the ribbons. So because of my 7 days, I only have, I think, 3 more wreaths on the bed. Well, this would have been 4. This one was there. But 2 of them, I need to order a mesh for one because I don't like the mesh that I picked. I want something different, but I don't know who is doing any shipping right now. I'd have to look and see. I know Craft Outlet's only doing it during the week, I think I heard. So I got to get a new mesh for that. And then another one is going to be a wedding themed wreath, but there's something I want to make for it. And I have to get that done. That's what's slowing that one down. Because I have to make something for it. And there are certain skills I can do, I have. And then there are those that I can't. And I struggle with. Like I have a bunch of blanks over here I need to paint. And for whatever reason, I just keep putting it off and putting it off because I am not the best painter. But I want them to look nice. So I was going to see if my daughter could help me when she was here, but we just never have enough time when she comes to visit. Alright, there's our top. I'm going to move down to the bottom. I'm going to go right below and put in the opposite ribbon. Make sure I'm not missing any more comments here. Hey Pam, happy birthday. Today's Pam's birthday, everybody. Tell her happy birthday. I know, I like that polka dot. That was one of my last minute choices too. If I didn't answer your question, the tails are 14 inches. I don't remember if I answered that. No, I said it. I just don't remember if I answered your question. I need to rearrange those lights. That glare is just aggravating. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, happy birthday. I would sing to you, but then that would scare everybody away, so I won't do that. That is not one of my strong skills either, so I won't put you through that. So what's the first thing you guys are looking forward to doing when we get released? Me, I want my husband to take me out for dinner. When I first saw that, I thought it said I'm waiting on a table at the Olive Garden. And I'm thinking, where are you at that you have an Olive Garden that's open? I know where you are. I mean, I know where you live. And I know your state is locked down too. That's what I saw at first. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Olive Garden's nice. That's one of my mom's favorites. I'm not wild about it, but I mean, I've eaten there. I have good food, but it would not be my first choice. Craft stores are open again? Or did I misread that one too? Oh, crafts. Okay, that's the first thing you're waiting for. Yes, I agree with that too. Yes, because usually I have my routines. Like on Mondays, I go and wander around all the craft stores that we have, the different places. The beach. There you go. Yes, that's another one. We're going to the beach. Susan and I are going to the beach. Going to meet up with Lori and Amanda and all the other girls, Anne, Mel from our group. Speaking of groups, Susan and I and Miss Carla Young all have a design group. It's called Team of Dreams Design Group. Pam is one of our members, along with Joy and Ty and Esther. And I hope I'm not missing anybody's name. I'm sorry if I am. But we have a little design group that we started. It's $14.99 a month. We do 2 live tutorials a week. Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do all of our design lives on Zoom, so it's interactive. You don't have to type out your questions like you do on here. You can talk to us and see us. We can talk to you and see you. Unless you turn your camera off, then we can't see you. Which you have the option to do. But it's just very personable and we like it a lot. It works for us. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can put the link in, or you can just go to Team of Dreams Design Group on Facebook. Check it out. If you'd like to join, there is a link to the PayPal. We have a lot of fun. So if y'all wouldn't mind sharing this for me, I would really appreciate that so much. Let's spread the love. I know there's a couple others going live pretty soon. But I'm hoping that we can get this done and y'all stick with me. I'm almost done with the ribbons, and then we can put the sign and the tubing on. We got the bow, and then that's it. Hey, Susan. Yes, we do have fun. I like it. I never wanted to do my own group because I didn't want to be responsible for doing all of it by myself. So this is nice because we alternate. Each class is a different designer between Susan, myself, and Carla. So we don't have to come up with 2 different projects each week. We just have to come up with ours, you know, every 3rd class. So it's really nice. It's nice having other people to do it with and help out, and they're not responsible for all of it yourself. Sorry, I had to take a drink. It gets warm up here. Even though I have the air on. I can't open up my windows and that because we have allergies. So it makes it very difficult. We have a lot of pollen here in North Carolina. Pollen is always really bad, and I never had allergies until we moved back here from New York. When I was in New York, we were gone for 8 years. And I guess my body got used to that weather up there because, boy, I'll tell you what, when I got back here, I had all kinds of problems. I had been to a doctor so many times in my whole life as I was that first year we were back. Between allergies and issues with my iron, and it's like that. Just everything changed when we got back down here. But now, thankfully, it's all under control and back to somewhat normal, other than the allergies. Those stuck with me. One more ribbon. So we've done a 12-inch poof base with the red mesh. It was a red metallic. We've done 20-inch ruffles with the red and black fabric mesh, which was left over from when I did the dog wreath. So we used that all up. So it's always nice to be able to use up those half rolls and stuff like that. And then we've got our ribbons, which are cut at 14 inches. And now we're going to put on our tubing, and then our sign, and our bow. So the tubing, I just have red and black. I like tubing. I use it quite a bit, although I only used it a couple times this week. I'm surprised I didn't put it in all my wreaths. I think I did go back and add some to a couple of them after the lives. So I cut my tubing. This is just tubing that you get from the dollar store. I buy it up whenever they have it in stock. And you can also get it at like Craft Outlet and that. But I get... I'm sorry, what was that? They moved forward in their own things. Oh, yeah. But, so anyway, I like tubing. I like adding it into my wreaths. For me, it just kind of finishes it off. I don't know. A lot of people outgrow it. I haven't gotten there yet. I have boxes and boxes of it. So after I'm done, I twist that on there a couple of times, and then I give it a little nip. And then I fold that pipe cleaner over because it has a wire that sticks out of it. So let me show you. There's that tubing right there. So we'll do another one. Anyway, I cut these at 24 inches. I'm not sure where she's at. I saw her before I came live because my husband was FaceTiming with my granddaughter. So she's probably either doing dinner or getting the kids ready for bed. I guess they wouldn't be eating this late. I'm not sure if Bob's on here or not. I know he said he was going to bed early. Because he's still working. But anyway, I cut the tubing at 24. I just cut it whatever the length of my mat is. My mat is 24 inches. Oh, yeah, you guys are thirsty. I'm sorry. I tell her, you know, people get upset when she's not here to serve those drinks up. But she seems to think, you know, whatever she has to do is more important. I told her Wednesday nights is important to all of you. You guys have to put up with me. You need those drinks. There we go. Susan's going to be our temporary bartender. How's that? Our relief bartender. That's what they're called, isn't it? She just does not understand that you guys rely on her to be here. Especially after a long week. I guess that is rain. I thought it was the AC. It is more important, yes. You guys need her to be here, you know? She's got 5 kids. She can do that anytime. It is really raining, wow. So when I do my tubing, let me show you how I do it real quick because I forgot to show you guys that. For those that may not know or use it. Alright, so I just take my 2 pieces of tubing, 24 inches, okay? Fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. Pinch it in the middle and give it a twist. Welcome from Alabama. Thank you so much for joining us. It's raining in California too. It doesn't rain in California. I was raised in Southern California. It never rains in California. Which is, I know, a lie. Oh, with her family being more important. Gotcha, Susan. Yeah, I guess they're more important, huh? You guys, my granddaughter was so cute today. She's been texting me off on the iPad. She has my old iPad. So she's learned how to text from the iPad. So she's been texting my husband and I. And today, I had FaceTimed with her this morning because she was bored. And after I got done, I came up here to do some work, and she had texted me, and I didn't answer her right away because I was in the middle of some stuff. And I thought, well, I'll get to it in a minute. So she kept texting and texting and texting. And I went back and I read them. And she said, Grandma, are you okay? And I didn't answer, of course. So then she sent a sad face or a mad face, I don't remember which. And said, Grandma, I'm worried about you. You're not answering me. So I finally had to answer her and tell her I was fine, but I was busy doing something. We're going to cut this off. It's got some phrase on it. But it was so cute. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen to me? I'm here at home. I can't go anywhere. But she's 7. So she's not old enough for a phone or anything like that, but she does have the iPad that she can get in touch with us. And I'll tell you what, that kid's smarter than a whip, man. Oh, is my mom on here too? Welcome from Michigan. What part of Michigan are you in? Upper Peninsula? I was born in Detroit. And I'm missing a red one. Oh, no, here it is. Got stuck to my bow. Okay, good. All right. 2 more. Well, 1 more. Put this one in, and I have one more to go. I'm only putting the tubing on the bottom, because on the top we're going to put the sign and the bow, and that usually covers up the tubing anyway. But if I have any open ties up there that you can see, then sometimes I will go back and put tubing in there, but there's no sense in putting it in if it's going to be covered up. Upper Peninsula, yeah. I was born in Detroit, raised in Michigan. Well, I lived there until I was 9. I will say that, and then I was raised in Southern California. But I've lived in North Carolina most of my adult life. Actually, all of my adult life. From the time I turned 19, I lived here. Off and on. My husband was military, so we left a couple times and came back. And now he works with the military, so he's not in the military, but he works with the military. So he's still serving our soldiers, which is what he likes to do. All right, tubing's on. Here's our sign for those that didn't get to see it. This is a little wooden sign. It is about, let's see, 14 by 8. And it came from Out in the Country Woodworks. Let's see, we'll put it side by side this time. So I put some little pieces of cardboard behind it because this is kind of thin wood. I was afraid my staples would go through it, so I put a little bit of cardboard on, stapled it. Actually with the glue in between. I learned that from watching Amanda on Hazy's Heart and Home. You put a little bit of glue in, then staple it, and then that glue holds those staples in as well. So I do that. And then I only put 3 pipe cleaners on. It's not a very heavy sign, and I don't think it needs, it probably doesn't need 3. 2 would have been enough, but I had already put the 2 bottom ones on, so. And I'm just going to get my little needle here. This is a 5-inch yarn needle, metal, that I use to put my ties through my wreath. It goes right through the mesh. So if you struggle with putting signs on, get one of these needles. You can get them in the yarn section of the store. They're also known as weaving needles. Mine was actually in the yarn section, and it said yarn needle on it. You can also get them in plastic. Alright, so I want to set this on top of here. I do not want to pull down on my mesh. I just want to wrap this around the rings of the frame to hold it in. Hey, Christina. How are you, honey? She just had a birthday on Monday, too, and just went back to work. She's the one. She is my youngest grandson's mommy. My someday daughter-in-law. That's what I'll call her. That's it. Because someday she's going to be my daughter-in-law. Alright, I need to get rid of these ties on top. Yes, yarn needle. I know, Cindy hates this needle. Well, she doesn't hate the needle, she hates me talking about the needle. It's her favorite thing. I should buy her one for Christmas. Alright, so I'm just getting rid of these ties underneath the sign here. Clipping them off and folding them over. So that you're not going to see them, but just to get them out of the way. Alright, so now I'm going to put my pipe cleaner through my mesh. There we go. What was that about peacocks? Hang on, I gotta see that. What was that? Peacocks are crazy again tonight. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I hope they're not eating supper at 9 o'clock at night, but they should be in bed at about 9 o'clock. But then, I don't know, they're not in school, so I don't know if it's still the same bedtime or not, but because she works from home, so She normally works from home anyway. Put it in her stocking, I should, huh? She'll kill me. Alright, so I'm just tacking that back there. I'm not making it tight. I can go back and adjust later, and I'll tighten everything after I get off my live. So don't pull too tight. You don't want to smash your mesh. Don't want to smush. Smush, smush. That's technical term for wreath making. Smush. I joke. When I crack myself up, that means I've been in this house way too long. I'm telling you now. Hi, Connie. How are you? Isn't it cute? I need to find me a chipmunk. I need to find somebody that can make me... Oh, I need to talk to Rachel. I need a chipmunk. I wonder if she can make me one. Alright, this one I got too close to a crossbar, so I can't see what I'm doing here. So let me get my fingers in here. I'm going to have to move it to this one up here. Usually I can do it without looking at the back, but not when I get too close to those crossbars, because then my fingers don't fit in between them. Alright, so there's our little guy sitting on top, or little girl, whatever you want to call. Alright, those chubby little cheeks are hers. And here's our bow. And I used the same ribbons I used in the wreath, and then I added a couple of the black ones, this black big black polka dot in the back, and then this black with the ladybugs on it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my needle, or my wires through my needle. I'm going to even out my needle, or wires. Put this through here. The other end. It's the one with the hole, Dawn. The end with the hole. Alright. When you put your bow on, put it where your mesh is, not where your tie is. There's the tie, here's the mesh. Let me get rid of the rest of these ties up here real quick. If you put it where the tie is, it's going to make your bow sink in. You don't want to do that. You want it to sit up nice and pretty on the mesh. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I do have to say this bow came out really pretty. There's just something about red and black. There's certain colors that just go together so nicely. Black and white for most things, not all things, I'll say. But if when I do the black and white wreaths, I love that. Black and yellow, black and red, blues and tans go together really nice. There's just certain ones that go really nice and look really nice when you put them together. Alright, I think I got all of these out of the way. Now we can put the bow on there. Alright, so I'm going to go right here where my mesh is. There we go. Oops. And then pull those wires through, and then I put 2 wires on there because I want to tie my bow to both sides of the ring, not just one. Thank you for blessing my page. I appreciate that. If you all do not follow me, please go and give my page a like and a follow so you can keep up to date with my lives. Isn't it cute as a bug? Cute as a bug in a rug. So don't pull your bow too tight. If you pull it too tight, let me move over here so you guys can see. If you pull it too tight, watch. what happens? See how it pulls down in the center? Don't do that. Make it sit right up on top. It'll look a lot prettier and fuller. Oh, are you? Tomorrow? Whoops. Where are you doing it tomorrow? Are you doing it on a live? Thank you for the hearts. I see you, Susan. I don't know why I keep twisting that wire. I only needed to keep it in place. So then fluff out your bow. And what I've started doing is with my, when I have 1.5 and 2.5 inch tails like this, I take my dowel. It's a 3/4 inch dowel. It's about 12 inches long. I got this, I think, at Walmart in the craft section. And I wrap the ribbon around it and give it a little bit of a curl. And pull that out. It just makes it look a little dressier. And I only do it with the 1.5 inch ribbon. Just gives it some life. No problem. This video will be up on my page for you to watch anytime. And it'll also be up on YouTube on Friday. Unless I can get it up sooner. And this way, it kind of, you can tell that ribbon from the ribbon that's in the wreath. So, because that's the same ribbon I used. So it doesn't all just blend in. So it gives it a little bit of life, I think, to that bow. I don't know, just something I just started doing recently. Something different. And that's it. There is our wreath. Isn't that pretty? I did have some flowers I was thinking about adding to it. Just give it a little flower or two to kind of match the pink in her dress, because I don't have anything in red that would go with it. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what it would look like. Let me cut one of these off and see. Just one. So I was thinking something like that, just to kind of go with that pink in her dress or her wings. You think? What do you think? She is sweet. Sweet, sweet. It's funny, the colors on the screen look different than what's here on the sign. This on the screen looks like it's like a peachy color, but here it's almost like a pink color. I'm gonna send you a text when you're done with your live. Okay, Josh. Put the flower between her antenna. What do you think? Yay, nay? Leave it alone. Add the flower. Let me see. If you want me to keep the flower, give me a thumbs up. Does it? Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it without. Oh. We will leave it just the way it is. All right, let's see if I can move my camera without knocking everything down and hold it up. Hi. Sorry. All right, let's see if I can hold it up. No flower yet. We'll take it out. There. How's that? Can y'all see? There we go. And I will have pictures of that posted on my page tomorrow when it's daylight and I can get pictures on the door. And that is it for tonight, guys. I think we are done. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope for at least the last hour or so that I took your mind off of any troubles you had, and that made this quarantine a little easier on all of us. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, y'all have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. My lives are done now, so I won't be doing any more the rest of this week. At least not public ones. I do have our group on Friday that I'm designing in on Friday night, so I have to get something prepared for that. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I got tomorrow to come up with something. So, but you all have a great night. Like I said, I'm going to think about doing this, the 7 Days of Lives over on YouTube next week. If I decide to do that, I will probably start it like, probably do like next Wednesday, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it Monday, depending on how I feel. We'll see. But I will definitely let you all know, and I will post it on my page so you can see. So thank you all for sharing. Thank you for spending your evening with me. Have a great night, and I will see you all again next week, 8 o'clock.